name is Megha and welcome to a video where I will tell you some don'ts for your writing task. Often, many candidates struggle with raising their writing score to a level higher. They mostly score somewhere around 6.5 and they aren't sure why they are getting such a low score. So in this video, I will tell you some things that you absolutely need to avoid in your complete writing task. Tip number 1 is do not use words that are too easy or too common. Let me give you some examples. Example number 1 is harmful. Instead of writing harmful, you can go with detrimental. Example sentence, junk food is detrimental to good health. Second example, to increase. You can use the word accelerate instead. Let us see two sentences and you will yourself see the difference it creates. Sentence 1 is government should focus on increasing economic growth. If instead of increasing we write accelerating, our sentence will look something like accelerating economic growth must be the top agenda of the government. So what did I change? I used some better words like should focus on was replaced with must be the top agenda. Also, increasing was replaced with accelerating and the grammatical structure was changed. In number 2, do not use special symbols anywhere. For example, television makes us antisocial, taking the place of family and friends. This is wrong. Why? Because I have used the special symbol for and. Instead of using this special symbol, you should write AND. Second example, the majority of news being reported is unpleasant news. Pandemic, bushfire, natural calamities, etc. Never write etc. and don't even write the full form which is etc. Instead, write the majority of news being reported is unpleasant news such as pandemic, bushfire and natural calamities. So instead of the colon that I used in the previous example, I used such as. Also, I ignored the word etc. So when you omit the word etc, but you want to write that there are many other news that should be mentioned, you can write and other news. You can write the majority of news being reported is unpleasant news such as pandemic, bushfire, natural calamities and others. So instead of writing etc, you could write and others. Third example is on an average, the body of an adult human being is 60% water. The percent symbol is allowed in writing. So there are only two symbols that are allowed. First is percent and second is currency symbol. Other than these two symbols, never use any other special symbol for writing task. Moving to tip number 3. Don't use any informal abbreviations or slang language or acronyms. Now let us understand this too with the help of several examples. Example 1 is some industrialists believe it is okay to dispose of toxic waste into the water bodies. Now this okay is not very formal. So instead of writing okay, you could write it is acceptable. So the answer will get modified to some industrialists believe it is acceptable to dispose of toxic waste into the water bodies. Instead of writing acceptable, you could also write reasonable or sensible. Moving to tip 2, example 2, certain professionals, example teaching, accounting, nursing, etc. require the individuals to undergo rigorous training. So here I have used the abbreviation E.G. Instead of writing E.G, write such as or for example, to illustrate, to exemplify, but do not use these abbreviations or special symbols. So instead of writing ASAP, replace it with as soon as possible. TEMP, never write the abbreviation, write complete temperature. NO dot should be number, fridge should be refrigerator, kids should be children, kids is very informal, never use, write children. TSP, teaspoon, STH should be replaced with something. LB, pounds, IQ, intelligent question. So these are some informal abbreviations or slang language that you should never use in your writing task. Now the next don't is, don't use bullet points in IELTS writing task. Never use bullet points. I have exemplified it here. The major causes of air pollution are, and I have used bullet points, which is wrong. You should instead write, the major causes of air pollution are agricultural activities, mining operations, and overgrazing by cattle. Moving to don't 5. Never use any contractions. Please note that contractions are a must for speaking because they show that you are flexible while speaking and you have a great level of pronunciation. But don't ever use these contractions in writing because they will only bring down your writing score. Instead of I'm, write I am. For I'd, write I would. For there's, write there is. For don't, write do not. For won't, write would not. And similarly, for doesn't, write does not. To summarize, never use these contractions in writing tasks, but you must use these contractions in speaking. Next don't. Never use any memorized quotes because the examiner will simply cut off that particular line and that line will not be evaluated in your writing score. Why? Because the examiner knows that you have memorized this quote from somewhere and that does not depict your level of writing skills or your English language. So never write in a nutshell. I have read in a nutshell as the conclusion in many essays, and students wonder that I have used vocabulary, I have used great examples, I have used great facts, but I still score low. So this is the reason why you are maybe using memorized quotes. So never use these memorized quotes. And some examples are, in a nutshell, it should be replaced with in conclusion, to conclude. Never write since the dawn of time. Similarly, many historians would argue that. So these statements are clearly depicting that you have memorized in order to impress the examiner, but instead of impressing, it is only showing that you have memorized English, but it is a test of your own ability to write well. Next, don't. Replace the phrasal verbs with verbs. For example, to find out, to discover, to locate, to pick up, it should be replaced with to collect. To pile up should be replaced with to accumulate. To throw away should be replaced with to dispose. To get out should be replaced with to leave a place. Here you have not only used better vocabulary by using the words, but also shown your flexibility. And instead of using these simple and too common vocabulary, you have used some different verbs that are not too common. These were some don'ts for your writing task. Please avoid repeating these mistakes and please write your essays or your letters accordingly. I will see you people in my next video. Till then, stay safe and keep learning. Bye.